Welcome to the team. TGA, the Great Awakening, Inspiring Greatness, Building Leaders, recognized as the team of the decade the last 10 years with PHP Agency. You just came on board. Congratulations on taking this first step to becoming an entrepreneur. I was fortunate to be in the right place at the right time in 2009 as the right-hand man and also right-hand woman. My wife, Marlene Gaitan, and myself, we were right next to Patrick, Ben, David, and Jennifer in 2009 when we started this journey and started this company, PHP Agency, in 2009. As a field advisory board member, but also co-founder of the company, I'm just so grateful to be running with our CEO, and we started this amazing company for people just like you that are taking a first step to becoming an entrepreneur. So I want to welcome you, number one, to making a decision, whoever you're working with, whether you're here out of Santa Ana, ranked the #1 office in 2020, and you're working with myself and my wife, or you're working with some of the great leadership team that we have here with Borzy, Freedom Builders, next VP, you have Oriana's Power Team, next Vice President team, you have Alvana and the Titans, next VP team, and also the Thomases, the number of people that are running for VP in this office, or you're out of our Bakersfield office, ranked 3 times as the #1 office in the entire company in Bakersfield, working with Hector and Erica Del Toro, $1 million earners and also board councils, or you're working with Alejandro Aguilar and BFG, Born for Greatness, President's Council, $500,000 earner. I remember when Alejandro got started, he was just 23 years old, him and Yana, an amazing couple in business. Or you're working with Ricky and Erica Aguilar, #1 base shop builder in the entire company in 3 consecutive years, and the entire marketplace, everyone knows who they are. They hold so many records with the entire company. They're the next $1 million earners with TCO, the chosen ones, and many leaders across the company that are working with the Conquistadors. You got Santa Maria, you have Fresno, you have people in Arizona with Wendy and Eddie Campos, or you're working with Wendy and Team Love. They started out of Santa Ana, opened up 2 offices, and you're working with the great Wendy Munoz, but also William and Beatrice Rodriguez. You have Joe and Ceci Leon, and many people that are working with that organization. And then, of course, you have our good friends, Chris and Mary Phelps with Team USA, based out of San Diego, and they're multiple VPs. You have the Castros, you have Lou and Rhonda Pimber. These guys are $250,000 earners. You got Zaldos that are out of Arizona, as well as the Pimbers, and many leaders with Team USA or Team Love or Conquistadors or TGA Net, or you have the TKB who's now in Florida with Palencia, who also have Borzy that's working out of here, and many people that are across the country. We were in Texas, we're in New Mexico, we're in Florida, we're in Chicago, we're on Nevada, we're across the nation. So welcome to the team. No matter who you're working with, we want to just welcome you. You made a decision to become an entrepreneur. So what do you have to look forward to? Let me just tell you briefly my short story on how I began. This former bill collector, college dropout, failed my exam twice. My first check was after 8 months. I failed my exam twice. So if you failed your exam, I know exactly the feeling. You're on track to become successful. Just keep going. My first check was after 8 months, $35. Would you have quit after 8 months? A lot of people would have quit. You know why? Because they're looking at entrepreneurship as a get-rich-quick opportunity. It's not. Remember, you dedicated 4, 5, 6 years to your bachelor's degree, to your master's degree. Remember, you dedicated 5 years, 10 years to corporate America, and you've been stuck at $60,000 or $100,000 a year. It's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. And when you went to school and you got that education, how much money did you make, or how much debt did you get yourself into? You saw the value of investing in yourself. That's why you got that loan to go to school. You saw the value of going to a trade school. That's why you invest in yourself. It's no different than being an entrepreneur and making a small investment to get your insurance license in one of the most noble industries in the world, one of the most demanded industries in the world. If you go Google today, 13 industries that can pay you over $500,000 a year, you're going to find insurance agent at the top, along with entertainment, along with professional athletes, along with real estate developers, along with CEOs of companies. You can make over $500,000 a year, or 7 figures, or even more. So I remember when I got started and I stumbled my way forward. It took me 1.5 years to become a field associate. Imagine that. You 50% contract. You probably hit FA in your first week. It took me 2 years to become a director at a 60% contract. It took me 4 years to become a marketing director. It took me 4 years to become a 6-figure earner in the business. But I was so excited when I got started because I made a promise to my single mom who raised 4 kids that I'm going to find an opportunity that I can become the best version of myself, and I'm going to go chase greatness. And I was excited about who I was becoming. I was excited about my new identity. I was on this journey becoming an entrepreneur, and I was failing forward and I was moving forward to this next version of myself. I was excited about that journey, as you should be as well, because it's not going to happen overnight. It's not about making that $1 million. It's about the person you need to become to make that $1 million. Ultimately, what's going to happen when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, like, man, I'm proud of that man or woman that took a risk to chase his goals and his dreams. And that was me many years ago. I've been fortunate to accomplish my goals and dreams. Everything that I set out for, from retiring my mom, from having her travel the world, recently buying her a house, recently buying her a car. She's been to Europe with my mother-in-law as well. They've been to Costa Rica. We've been to Dubai as a team. We've been to Spain. We've been to the Maldives. We've been to on private yachts. You name it, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, all the exotics that we've had. We live in multi-million-dollar homes here in Orange County. And we're blessed. Our kids are in private schools. This business will give you your dream life if you just go all in and if you give it enough time. So I want to welcome you and just to remind you where I came from. So whether you started to be doing this on a part-time basis or to transition to full-time, we welcome you. It's easy to make a couple $1,000s a month here, $5,000 a month here, or maybe full-time, make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. It's unlimited. Or you're here in the year of equity and you want to become an equity owner. We recently gave out some dividend checks in May in 2020. In 2021, these dividend checks were six-figure dividend checks because you're an equity owner of our company. So you want to chase to become an equity owner of our company and say, you know what, I helped this company get to the next level from year 11 to year 15 or from year 15 to year 20, and you became an equity owner of this company. Just imagine what that's going to mean for you. No one in the marketplace today has our compensation, has our equity dividend plan that we have for the field. Many of you guys are now co-owners of the company. So that's in short my story. For all of you guys that are new to TGA, I just want to tell you, we are the 50% team of the entire company. The vision, when PHP fulfills the vision of having 500,000 licensed agents and being the dominant force in the industry, we just want to have half of them and everyone else can fight for everything else. We're going to be 50% of the entire company. Now I want to prepare you for a couple of things as a brand new agent. Number one, the biggest battle you're going to have is not passing your exam, is not studying for your exam, it's not learning the scripts, it's not showing up to meetings, dressing up with a suit and tie for the first time in a long time. You know what the biggest battle you're going to face is your friends and family and everyone around you thinking you're weird and doubting you and not believing in you, because it's human nature. The people that are around you that love you the most, they're just looking out for your best interest. Here's the reality. Most people have settled in life. There's an old quote that says, don't expect people to understand your grind when God didn't give them your vision. You have your own vision. They're not going to understand your hustle. They're content where they're at. They've given up, for the most part. A lot of people have given up on their goals and dreams. Let me give you an example of that. When's the last time your friend or family has recommended a book to read, have recommended for you to go to a convention to personally develop? You know what happens? They stop growing. And when you stop growing, your identity stops growing, your income stops growing, and it's very uncomfortable when you come over here and say, hey, former bill collector, I'm going to become an entrepreneur, I'm going to become a millionaire one day. You know what happens to the people around you? They get discouraged. It challenges their thinking. They feel a little bit smaller now because you're thinking bigger. You have goals and dreams, and they're not comfortable being around that. So they're going to discourage you. So the biggest challenge for you is, can you stay mentally tough? The best way to do that is be aligned with the books that you have to read when you get started with our company, beginning with the blueprint. You got to get the blueprint and read this thing. Get informed of the industry. Get familiar with the words of the business. Increase your confidence in what you're doing. So can you stay mentally tough? Most people quit this business because they take advice from the wrong people. It's typically your friends and family that care about you. If they're not successful, if they're not where you want to be financially, if they don't have the lifestyle that you want, stop listening to them. So, Mr. and Mrs. New Entrepreneur, whether you've had success in other businesses or not, that's what most people quit. I'm preparing you right now to prepare yourself, but also prepare your entire team. Okay, that's number one. 3 types of people that get started with this. The first person is a slow one, that simply wants to do things on their terms, show up to meetings when they want to show up to meetings, study when they want to study, do things on their own terms. Even though they want to go out there and make a lot of income quickly, for some reason, most people just kind of procrastinate. And it is what it is. They're going to go on their own start. All I can tell you is that on their own speed, all I can tell you is that you're probably not going to get the attention of the top leaders that are making $500,000 a year and $1 million a year to work with you, because you're kind of on your own terms. Nothing wrong with that. You'll have success, show up to the meetings, you're going to grow, and hopefully you get inspired to really take immediate action. That's person number one. Person number two is the one that's going to analyze until they're paralyzed. They want to know everything about everything. They want to study everything first. They want to read everything first. They want to go to every single meeting first, but do absolutely nothing. That's going to happen to some people, and you're going to find yourself stuck there. You're not going to see immediate results. But you'll eventually figure it out. And then there's person number 3, the one that's coachable and completely aligned, that says, listen, I'm gonna set aside my ego. I've been stuck in corporate America making 80 grand to 100 grand a year, and I've been there for the last 10 years. I don't wanna be there. Okay, so guess what? You want to be coachable and aligned to the people that are already making $250,000, $500,000, $1 million a year or more. I'm going to set it aside. You want to have residual income. You want to have lifestyle. You want to be able to travel the world. You want to retire your wife. You want to retire your mom, your dad. And you want to stay coachable, because if you stay coachable, guess what? You're going to be aligned. And just the fastest way to this business is by simply duplicating success. That's it. Stand on the shoulders of giants. Take shortcuts. That's the best way to do that. We've been there. We know the hurdles. We know the struggles. We know the fastest way to success. Just stay coachable and aligned. Set aside the ego. And the last person, in case I said 3, this is really the 4th person. There's one that comes here. It's a super competitive. We like to work with coachable, competitive couples. Top of the company is filled with a lot of couples, husbands and wives building a business, but you could be single and competitive as well. The competitive one that says, man, I'm here to break records. We're a very competitive organization. There's no one more competitive than TGA. If you are a little bit crazy, a little bit off, and you want to go out there and break some records, we're looking forward to working with you. Just declare your intentions if you're super competitive, because the super competitive ones are the ones that get to $500,000 in 3 years, 5 years, $1 million of income in 5 years, 6 years, because that's happened before with our company. So hopefully that's you. And now lastly, there's 5 things I want you to focus on as a brand new agent. Number 1, talk to the person you're working with and say, how can I qualify for my Sprint Award? You want to get your first level recognition in the entire office and stand out amongst everybody else that comes on board and get your Sprint Award. You know what Sprint Award means? That means you focus on 2 things. That means exposure and experience. As a brand new person, if you have anything that you do, you open up a salon, a barbershop, a restaurant, you know what you can do? You can have a grand opening. You want everyone to know what you're doing, because a former bill collector has 0 credibility. In order for you to get credibility, you need to go out there and have exposure and experience quickly, and that leads for you in your first 7 days or in 1 day, go get your Sprint Award. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is qualify for a once-a-month class that we have across the nation in your local area or city called Fast Start School. That's a class you qualify for, typically held in one of the biggest offices or hotel venue. You're going to be amongst hundreds of people, top performers. You typically have a lot of guest speakers. You're going to be some of the top performers in the entire company. We break down our entire system from A to Z. How to become a producer, how to become a builder, how do we get our clients. Faster, so you learn about how to qualify for company trips 2021. We've already been to Hawaii, we've been to Cancun, we've been to Aruba, and next year we have a trip to France, Monaco. I was in Monaco 6 years ago for the Grand Prix that the company sent me on, all expenses paid for before, but you can qualify for that. So Fast Start School, you learn our entire system, how to build a national business where you can have a license here where I'm at in California, but you can use that license across the country. You can have independent agents across the country, how to build independent offices and have your own agencies across the country and have a massive business. So that's step number 2, qualify for Fast Start School. Step 3, make sure you register for the next company convention, which is also part of step 2. We just had our last big event convention, national convention at the MGM Grand Arena, which is unbelievable in Las Vegas with Mike Tyson in our leadership meeting. We had Nicky Jam as one of the key performers. We had Sebastian Maniscalco, one of the top comedians in the world. We had Frederick Da Silva, one of the best illusionists in the world. It was at the MGM. It was historic. None of our competitors are putting together events like that. You got to be a part of those events. You know why? Because leaders are built at the next big event. Imagine you are speaking as a 2-minute, 5-minute speaker at the next event that we're going to have with TGA, our regional event with 5,000 people in Las Vegas next February. You could be on stage, be celebrated as we get you promoted to becoming a marketing director perhaps, and you're going to be speaking. So that's step number 3. And step number 4, go get promoted. Don't be like me. It took me 1.5 years to become a field associate, 2 years to become a director, 4 years to become a marketing director. Today, people are coming on board within 30 days getting their license, and then 90 days later becoming marketing directors and being brokers. Records are being broken at an all-time high today. The speed of transformation, the speed of growth is unlike anything else today in 2021 if you're watching this video. So go get promoted. It's the fastest way to your success, the fastest way to retention, the fastest way to have the growth that you need, and the fastest way to build a team is getting your promotion. So whatever you do, get promoted. And lastly, number 5, go follow myself, my wife, and all the top leaders on social media. Follow all the content from our CEO, Patrick Bet-David. Sign up to all the YouTube channels. Sign up to my personal YouTube channels that we have. Sign up to all the YouTube channels that our leadership have in the entire company, and leverage that. There's no one in the marketplace today that has a blue ocean on social media with our CEO that has over 3 million subscribers on YouTube, soon to be 10 million, soon to be 50 million people on YouTube that you can go out there and leverage. So we have so much content that you can leverage. Social media is one of the best vehicles to go out there and grow your business today. Follow us on social media, send us a message, let us connect. We are busy, we have a national business, but there's nothing that I look forward to more than to hearing from you. Send me a personal message. Welcome to the team. Send a message to my wife. Welcome, and we'll welcome you to the team and answer some of your questions as we go out throughout the day. You're going to have questions throughout, and we may not be available to meet with you on a one-on-one basis or take a phone call, but a quick message and a quick message back to you, we can really start connecting. So I hope you take those tips and take immediate action. I'm looking forward to meeting you at the next company convention, at the next Fast Start School. Looking forward to seeing you across the stage, getting promoted. Once again, welcome to TGA, the Great Awakening, inspiring greatness, building leaders. Looking forward to seeing you become very successful here with our company.